Alright, we're gonna try and keep this one short. If your laptop can suddenly no longer connect to Wi-Fi after a recent Windows update, there is a good chance that Microsoft has decided to uninstall your wireless driver. Immediate symptoms of this will be the little globe of no internet down on your taskbar, which you may or may not notice prior to trying to open your internet browser and discovering you can't reach anything. A word of caution when exploring the Device Manager driver menu. If you aren't really careful in this menu, you could do something stupid, like uninstall your wireless driver. Thankfully, Windows has decided to do that for you, so you don't need to worry about that. But in all seriousness, if you were to accidentally uninstall your display driver while you're in here, that would make the problem much worse, so be careful while you're in here. Previously, within the event viewer, I was able to locate where the Windows System Update removed the wireless driver. I was just hoping to find an alternative on the board somewhere, possibly something just disabled. Failing that, we get to the fix, which is going to involve downloading and installing a new driver, a process which should be similar regardless of the device in question. Please be aware that if you actually can see a network adapter and Wi-Fi signals and just aren't connecting to the internet, you have a different issue. From Settings, go to System, and you'll find the computer host name, the model, and the option to rename it. You just need the model number for now. Just for ha-has, I popped open the Task Manager and discovered that networking isn't even a metric. So you're going to want to navigate over to the manufacturer website, specifically the support page for whichever PC model you have. Every manufacturer should have a page like this, and it's just a matter of where each respective one chooses to hide their driver download page. In this case, I'm going to be downloading the Realtek Wi-Fi and Bluetooth driver. I'm going to save that locally on my working device and then transfer it over to a USB drive. I swapped browsers because Firefox was erroring out on the download, but you should be able to save this file to any directory that you have access to. Technically, you could use a phone to download this for yourself as long as you have all of the right adapters. And it should be a relatively small file, so hopefully a quick download. The side effect of Firefox crashing when attempting to download earlier is all these little fragmented part files, which I'm going to clear out really quick, which leaves us with our wireless driver executable file, which we can then copy over to any USB drive that we want to transfer over to our laptop, which Microslop has decided to turn into a paperweight. God, I miss Windows 7 and 10 when things actually worked. After the file is copied over, you can safely eject your USB and plug it into the device you're trying to repair. So we'll plug our USB back in, and then we'll mount the drive, and I'm going to choose to save a copy of the installer to this PC's desktop just in case this ever happens to this poor soul again. And unfortunately, it very well might happen again. Such is the side effect of pushing untested code into production. Once you copy the file, if you choose to, just double-click it to run it. Yes, we actually would like this program to make changes to our computer, as opposed to Windows, which always wants to make changes at the most inconvenient of times. We're going to bring the install wizard to the foreground, and I'm pretty sure we're going through with default settings for everything and then just resetting whenever it's done. The installation shouldn't take too long, but your mileage may vary with whatever hardware you have, so just be patient. And here we're just going to hit next. As I was working through this fix, I found it very strange that a computer this new was running so very poorly. Although I can't honestly say that I've been in the market for a netbook recently, so I don't know what the standard is anymore. Definitely can't recommend this one though. And yes, we would like to reset the computer so that we could get networking started again. It was during this reset that I finally realized what was wrong with this device. You see, there's a particular background process which is failing to close properly. I sometimes forget that the powers that be believe that all of our netbooks should be running compute-heavy tasks despite only having integrated graphics on board. And I've sped up this reset by 4 times the original rate, and it's still taking forever. Have any of you seen Season 1, Episode 2 of Black Mirror with all of the bicycles? I'm just curious. Integrated graphics to a GPU, bicycle generator to, I don't know, like a watermill or anything else that's kind of efficient? Regardless, if everything went well, you should now be able to reconnect to a wireless network. Check down in your taskbar, see if you once again have the ability to see and connect to wireless networks. Seeing as you've made it this far, leave me a thumbs up if I saved you $50 and a trip to the local computer repair shop. And remember, Windows can't break on you if it's uninstalled.